There is nothing as challenging as patience. How patient are you? How relaxed are you in that waiting moment? What emotions goes inside of you? I thought about patience in my own life today, and I thought, wow, I think this one needs to be done and a conversation around it to take place. Waiting, like right now I'm in traffic and I have to be somewhere, and it's not easy to remain calm, cool and collected in such a time. But I think the difficulty around patience is that we want things to happen now, and if not now, sasa hivi, na kama sio sasa hivi hata sijui. We struggle with patience, waiting for something to fully mature, develop, and you get it, or you receive it, or it happens, or it unfolds. That in between time, for many people, it's a challenge. In my own life, it's a big challenge. Over the years, I've tried my best to work on it. I've tried thinking of ways to keep myself a bit focused and on track and patient in the in-between, but it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge. I think it also depends on the urgency of the issue, the seriousness of the issue, the importance of the issue, the weight around what it is you're waiting for, and it really becomes trying. So what are some of the things you can do to help you grow in your patience? I think the first one is to have a realistic analysis of yourself and of the situation. If you realistically look at things, you have this realism ringing in your mind, and as a philosophy of thinking that as a person you're limited. The way things work, some things you just have to wait. You understand that some things you don't have control over them, and in fact some things nobody has control over them. And as humans, we desire to control things, we desire to ensure things work out the way we want, but there are some things that we don't have control over. So I think the first thing is you to have a realistic approach in life. Realize that there's some times you will have to wait, and there is no way around it. Number two, I think again you need to understand the way things develop. You work on your understanding in terms of the way things unfold. You know, whether you like it or not, some things require a process, some things require time, some things require incubation. And I think this also ties down to you being realistic. But you can be realistic and you refuse to understand the fact that some things need to mature. It's like wine, they need to be kept and to ferment, and the process to take place, and that requires time, and therefore patience is a must. You must patiently wait, as long as in fact you want the thing to come out right, the process to be complete. You have to wait. As much as you like eating, you have to wait for the cake to be fully baked. And after it's baked, you have to give it time even to cool down sometimes. You see, we're also likely to be better in being patient or growing in our patient levels if we factor in God in the unfolding of things and in our reality. If we understand that there is God who runs the universe, there is God who runs the world, and He's always at work to ensure that His purposes are accomplished. If you factor that understanding, if you factor that thinking in your life, you may be better in this thing, patience, because you understand that beyond you there is another who is concerned about the outcome of things. There's another who is also has a stake in the way things happen, has a say in the way things happen, and this is God. This is why in the Psalms like 40 you see what David says, that I waited patiently for the Lord, and then He turned to me and He heard my cry. God answers, God hears, God shows up, but he will do it at his appointed time. So you have to allow your mind to also succumb to that reality that God has a plan for your life, God has a plan for the lives of others, God has a plan for the way things unfold, and therefore as a person you must allow his plan to prevail, and you must include his plan in your plan and factor it there. That the X factor in your equation, that there is God here who's also overseeing events to ensure that his purposes are accomplished. So you have to factor in that. But patience remains something that you have to work on for the rest of your life. I don't think anybody ever graduates in the school of patience. We all have to work on it. Baraka, man.